mandatory requirement for all first-time renters at Nelson Sailing Center, regardless of your sailing background. Only the responsible skipper is required to perform the orientation, although it is recommended that you bring 1 or 2 crew members along with you to learn the ropes. The responsible skipper is the captain of the boat who is responsible for the safety of the crew and the boat and must already know how to sail. If a crew member of that skipper would like to be certified to rent sailboats in the future at Nelson Sailing Center, he or she is also required to perform the orientation and therefore must pay the fees accordingly. The orientation can be done on boats either at the dock or out on a mooring. Boats on the dock range in size from 19 to 25 feet with tillers and electric motors. Boats on the moorings typically range in size from 24 to 26 feet with tillers and gasoline outboards, or 27 to 35 feet with a wheel and an inboard diesel engine, with the exception of the 30-foot Catamaran, which has a wheel and an outboard motor. You should do your orientation on the type of boat you plan to rent most often, but if you want to upgrade to a different type of boat system, i.e. docking versus mooring, or electric versus gasoline engine, or tiller versus wheel, we will require that you take an additional half-hour orientation to learn the differences. Boats for rent on the dock require ASA 101 basic keelboat certification, and rental boats on the moorings require ASA 103 basic coastal cruising certification or similar sailing experience. This is a one-time fee for either $50 for the 1-hour orientation or $25 for the half-an-hour upgrade orientation that will remain valid as long as you come sailing with us at least once every 3 years. Okay, once you come and get your boat assignment, you need to grab your safety bag, your VHF radio, and your navigation chart. The first check is that you have read and understand the rental rules. If while you are out sailing and you want to review them, they are on the back side top of your navigation chart. Also on the back of your chart are all the basic operations for the sailboat. If you have any questions, please refer to the back of your chart. If you still can't get your question answered, please call on the VHF radio on channel 79A. If you can't get a hold of us on the radio and you have your cell phone, our phone number is also listed on the top back of the chart. If you are renting a boat with an inboard diesel, the specific operating instructions are located at the bottom of your chart or on a specific piece of paper inside your safety bag. If you are taking a boat with a diesel inboard, don't forget to grab your keys from your box. Next, I want to make sure that you understand how to use everything in your safety bag. You are required by the Coast Guard to carry 3 day and nighttime flares. To use your flare, you will pull the top cap off and then the small black cap. You will then strike it like a match and hold it downwind away from you in the boat. Also required by the Coast Guard is a sound making device. Inside your safety bag you do have a whistle, small first aid kit. Feel free to use that for any minor injuries. Also inside your bag you have a winch handle. These red ones do float, so please do go back and pick it up if it falls overboard. And then this bag is a dry bag. We highly recommend that you keep cell phone, wallet, keys, anything you want to keep safe and dry while you're sailing. In order for it to work, you do have to roll it up a couple times and close it. That way this will make a nice air pocket. This will float if it falls in the water. For that same reason, we do ask that you keep your VHF radio in your bags. Although they're waterproof, they do not float. The one time that you're probably going to drop this is when you're getting on and off your boat. Do keep it in your bag at least when you're getting on and off the boat, and then once you're on the boat you can take it out of your bag. To use the VHF radio, you want to turn the button on top clockwise. Always go full volume. That way there's no question that you should be able to hear us. The first thing you want to check when you get your radio is that you have full battery power. The bottom right-hand corner there are 3 bars. When you push the transmit button in, all 3 bars should remain. If it goes down a bar, you need to let me know and I'll give you a freshly charged radio. The other thing that you want to do is do your radio check to make sure that the radio is transmitting properly both ways. To do that, you want to identify yourself as your boat number, which in this case is boat number 19. It's on the back of your radio, also on the back of your safety bag if you do forget. To do your radio check, you just say Nelson Sailing Center, boat 19 requesting a radio check. Somebody will answer you in return, and then you will just let them know that you heard them. There are a couple times when you're going to use the radio. One, to do your radio check. I recommend doing it here in the office. That way, if there are any problems, I can help you with that. Next, remember, we help every boat off the dock, and we help every boat on the dock. So once you have the cover off, the motor down, you're pretty much ready to go. Don't untie any dock lines. Give us a call on the radio. Just say Nelson Sailing Center, boat 19, ready to leave the dock. Somebody will come out and assist you off the dock. Same thing on the way back in. You'll have your sails down. You'll have them all furled up on top of your boom. You will give us about a 2-minute warning. Just say Nelson Sailing Center, boat 19, request permission to come back to dock. And then we'll go ahead and let you know if we're ready for you. Just always make sure somebody with a blue shirt is standing right in front of your slip before you come in.
Nelson Sailing Center, boat 19, request dock assistance.
Boat 19, this is Nelson Sailing Center. Go ahead and bring it on in, over.
Boat 19, roger, here we go.
Okay, start to slow down. Full reverse. Okay, and then the other time you're going to use your radio is for any emergencies. Otherwise, go ahead and leave your radio off while you're sailing. That way you'll conserve battery power. You understand how to use flares, whistle, first aid kit, VHF radio, winch handle, and waterproof bag that have been issued. You've also performed a radio check on channel 79 and know how to check battery power level. The next check is that you have received a chart of the local waters and understand how to read it. We are located right here at Nelson Sailing Center. If you turn right, you are going up the Toms River. The river does end shortly after the chart ends. It is time to turn around and come back. Do keep your distance off the shoreline, about 200 feet. Any place you see blue, it is shallow. If you go left, you're going out towards the Barnegat Bay. You must obey red number 10. That's the first red nun-shaped buoy that you see as you're leaving the river. Leave red number 10 to the left as you are leaving the river. Use your red right returning rules and leave red 10 to the right as you're returning back into the river. That marks Long Point, which is a 2-foot shoal. If you try to sail across Long Point, you will run aground. After red number 10, the buoy system does continue 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1A. That is not marked in your chart. You do not have to stay in that channel. If anything, on a busy day, we recommend that you sail outside of that channel because the power boats use it like a highway. You've got plenty of good sailing all in here. The only thing you have to watch out for is there is a small hump located off a child's playground just west of the bridge. This is the Route 37 bridge that we want you to stay south of. This red line here marks the Intracoastal Waterway. When you're on the Intracoastal Waterway, the saying does change. It's red, right, south. So as you're heading south, keep all red marks to your right, green ones to the left, and then reverse it on your way back up. These channel markers look like big telephone poles with either red triangles and green squares. Once you get out to those channel markers, you need to either turn around and come back, or you must head south. If you sail past those channel markers, you will run aground as the whole right side of the bridge is shallow. Once you get around the corner here, just avoid the shoal off of Good Luck Point. And then we do want you to stay in the channel as you're heading south. If you do not, you will run aground on the shoals near Island Beach State Park. So as you're heading south, stay into the channel. Once you're down to about marker 40, then you can go outside of the channel a little bit more, but always do keep in mind that the whole area next to Island Beach State Park is shallow. When you have a 3-hour sail, you can pretty much sail the entire Toms River. When you have a 6-hour sailboat rental, you can get down to about marker 40 and back, as long as you have good winds and your sailing skills are up to par. Otherwise, if you have a 9-hour rental, you can get down to about the Barnegat Inlet entrance and back, or you can go to Tice Shoals for the day, anchor your boat next to Island Beach State Park, wade ashore, and take the boardwalk across to the ocean and go for a walk or swim in the ocean. That's a fun thing to do, but you do need a 9-hour rental. There is a special way to get in without running up on the shoals. You have received a chart of the local waters and understand how to read it. Next, I want to ensure that you know how to tie a proper cleat hitch. What you want to do is always go wrap one full time around the base of your cleat, crisscross over top, and then make your loop at the opposite end. You should always have two lines parallel with one going over top. You do understand that there is a $50 tow-off fee in the event of your boat running aground, and that you're first to take down your sails, second, radio Nelson Sailing Center for assistance, and third, not to try to motor off or take a tow from a Good Samaritan, as you will be held responsible for any damage by trying to do so. Although Good Samaritans mean well, they often don't know how to tow and/or don't have the proper equipment. If you would like to try to use your sails to get off the bottom, it is just sand and mud. You often won't damage the hull of the boat by just trying to use your weight and the sails to get off the bottom, but we do not want you to use your motor in excess because you can damage the motor. It is worth the $50 just to give us a call for a tow. Please ensure that all persons aboard wear closed-toed boat shoes that have non-marking soles. If the boat comes back with a bunch of black marks on the deck, we will give you a scrub brush and some soft scrub, and you can scrub it, or you can give us $50 to do it for you. Please ensure that all children under the age of 13 wear a life jacket while underway. Please do grab a life jacket for your child that is appropriate based on their weight. If you have any adults that would like to wear a life jacket, we do have the more comfortable ones located in the shed for the adults. Otherwise, there are life jackets on the boat. Also in the shed are extra Type 4 throwables. If you'd like to take some as cushions for your boat, please feel free to do so. Just return them to the shed when you're done. If you would like a ladder for your boat if it doesn't have one, please feel free to grab one.